When it comes to my wedding, I always... Give me 1 second. Hello? She what? She got married to who? To Juan? Dixon? Robyn? From the Real Housewives of Potomac? You're lying. What? Okay, hold on. Cut the camera. Cut the camera. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I'm here to review episode 15 of The Real Housewives who finally married Juan Dixon of Potomac. So we start the episode off with everyone getting ready for the day. Some are in the bathroom, some are in their rooms getting their clothes together. Ashley, she's recording a TikTok dance video. And even though they just put the camera on her for maybe 2 seconds, did you see how she was dancing? I mean, I get it. She's the queen of TikTok dances and everything and she likes doing that. But every time I see her do one, it always looks as if it hurts. Like she's like... I'm like, Ashley, there must be a simpler way to go about doing these videos without you trying to pull your back out. But then we pan over to Mia and Gisele. They're at the bar, they're getting drinks. Mia, she looks nice in her orange outfit with her bun. They sit down to talk. Already Gisele with the delusions. She starts telling Mia, I just didn't really like how Karen was talking so bad about the Queen of Potomac, Charisse, last night, and how she was spreading all these lies about her. I just feel like she's jealous of Charisse. That right there already set the whole tone for the rest of the episode and what was to come. Because the rest of the episode, yeah, it was a hot mess. And I'm like, Gisele, you cannot be serious. Like, you cannot look Mia in her face and say that Karen is jealous of Charisse. Jealous of what? Her sleeping schedule? Because every time we see Charisse on camera, it looks like she just woke up from a nap and was like, where are we? Are we still in Mexico? So you cannot be serious with that. Even Mia couldn't believe it. Mia was just like, can a 59-year-old woman be jealous of somebody else? Gisele was just like, yeah, of course. I mean, look at Wendy. Wendy, I feel like Wendy is possibly jealous of you too. And I'm like, Gisele, if you're watching this, come over here. Let me and you talk. Just me and you. You must be joking, right, Gisele? Because there's no way that you possibly think that both Wendy and Karen are jealous of sleepy Charisse and Mia. Like, for what? Even Mia was looking at you like, okay, now, Gisele, let's not push it too much. And I have a feeling that right before they start filming for the day, Gisele, she preps herself in the bathroom to hype herself up. And as she's applying her lipstick in front of the mirror, she's probably talking to herself like, yeah, I'm gonna lie so much today. And, I don't really care. And then she goes out there to film and to instigate. She starts asking Mia about her relationship with Jacqueline and where do they stand out now. Mia, she starts telling her, honestly, there is no friendship between me and Jacqueline moving forward because she constantly kept attacking me when we got into that pretty heated argument on the plane and she kept attacking me for no reason. A true friend would not do that at all. And what am I supposed to do? Just sit there? No, I had to constantly defend myself against her and it's getting pretty tiring, Gisele. Gisele was just like, Mia, no, I feel like you and her could sit down and talk this out and probably move forward and be best friends again. AKA she wants the drama for the cameras. I see what you're doing, Gisele. So Mia, she changes the whole conversation and she was just like, so Gisele, I was thinking that maybe we could have like a bachelorette party for like Robyn. Like, what do you think? And, speaking of Robyn and this bachelorette party, did y'all hear the news that her and Juan supposedly, tied the knot and got married? We'll talk about it in a second. I'm still in shock. But Gisele, she was just like, that sounds like a good idea. We should actually make it a stripper party. So Mia, in her confessional, she goes, who better than to ask about strippers than the professional stripper herself? Me. And I'm like, wait a minute. So just a season ago, Mia, you were so defensive on anybody calling you a stripper. You were not a stripper. You were not a stripper. You were not a stripper. You were simply just somebody who served steak and lobster at a gentleman's club wearing ball gowns, and that was it. Now you want to own the title of a stripper. I told you it was that simple. All you had to do is just own it and nobody was going to care. But that was that. And now let's talk about Robyn Dixon. Because I was reading earlier that supposedly, allegedly, kind of, maybe that her and Juan actually got married. I know. I'm shocked just as all of you. I was shocked reading that. I had to rub my eyes twice. I'm like, wait a minute. The Robyn Dixon from Potomac? I could not believe it. I'm like, what? Like, that is crazy. They actually got married. Season 8 storyline secured. Their storyline for next season is going to be their divorce. No, I'm just kidding. I am just kidding, Robyn. No, I'm not. But that is crazy, though. They actually proved all of us wrong. And what did I just say in my last review for this season last week? I said, if they actually get married, I'll come on here and I'll take back everything I said. So, Robyn, if you're watching this, Juan, YouTube, if you're watching this, you know, I'm gonna own up to it, and I take back everything I said about your fake ass, about your actual marriage, and you know, I wish you nothing but the best moving forward. And yeah. Are we still recording? We are. But yeah, I wish both of you nothing but the best. But that is crazy though. Do y'all believe it? Do y'all think it will last? I mean, honestly, you know, this is just me. I always thought that Robyn deserved better because the way he treats her is just terrible. And I mean, I don't know. I will hope that she wouldn't have just accepted this whole marriage thing just to prove something to the fans, to the audience, to the cast or whatever. Like, oh, look, I wasn't lying. We actually got married. Hopefully it is true love between them. But Gisele starts taking out some bread from her purse and Mia is looking at her like, what is going on? Gisele starts explaining that she has diarrhea from all the Mexican food that she's been eating. And the only thing that could calm her stomach down is the bread. And the entire scene, they kept playing these stomach ache noises in the background, like, and it was just so nasty and so gross. And for a second, I had to actually rewind and mute it because I thought it was me. Because I had just ate something spicy right before the episode. So I kept trying to figure out, like, is that my stomach? It was just so damn loud and so gross. But of course, not even a shitty booty hole is gonna stop Gisele from instigating or causing drama on this episode. Then we see Robyn laying on a pool chair and she's calling her assistant, Carly, to talk about this to talk about this real wedding between her and Juan Dixon that actually happened because, well, you know, they're officially, supposedly, kind of, allegedly married as of now. But she's telling Carly, oh, I don't want this huge wedding. You know, I want everything to be very minimal. I want everything to be non-traditional. And every time I hear Robyn say that she wants a non-traditional wedding, all I picture is her and Juan getting married inside a broom closet. Like, you don't want nothing fancy, nothing cute at least. Like, you don't want balloons, cake, at least 3 guests, something like pigeons, a dog maybe, nothing? We then see Ashley and Karen meeting up by the beach. They're laying down on this bed. They order 2 Coronas. Karen, she's still in her feelings about what Robyn said to her the night before. So she tells Ashley, I'm just so confused as to why Robyn would say that I'm fake. I am not fake. I'm 100% real. I'm 100% grand dame. I don't get why she will assume that I'm a fake person. I am not a fake person, Ashley. Ashley, she goes on to explain that maybe the reason why she was sticking up for Charisse was out of loyalty because Charisse has always been there for Robyn and Juan when they were going through bad times all the way back in season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe that's why she's sticking up for her now to kind of repay Charisse. Why did she even mention Charisse's name though? Because Karen, she did not want to hear it. She was just like, did you just say Charisse? No. We will not be talking about Charisse. We will not be talking about Charisse. This has nothing to do with Charisse. Ashley was just like, well, maybe she is kind of like a big part in this. But Karen, she refused to give her any time. So then this is where things get a little interesting. Because Karen, she goes on to say, what is fake, Ashley? It's not me. I can't be fake. I'm 100% grand dame. But what is fake is this wedding between Robyn and Juan. Now, that's what's fake, Ashley. And you know what? I think that Robyn finally caught on that I know a lot about her, and she cannot stand that. She cannot stand that I know a lot about her secrets, especially Juan Dixon and the other woman that he's seeing. So then Ashley, Ashley was just like, wait, he's seeing another woman? Another person has a cheating husband on the show besides me? Tell me more. Please tell me more. You know she was ready to tell everybody. You know she already had the Real Housewives of New Jersey on speed dial. You know she already had the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on speed dial. You know she had the Real Housewives of Miami, Atlanta, Andy Cohen. She had everybody already on speed dial to tell everybody about these allegations that Karen is about to say. So then Karen goes on, and then the editors were so shady because as Karen is trying to explain, all of a sudden they put the Law and Order font in the middle of the screen, and instead of Law and Order, it says Grand Dame. So then Karen, she goes on to say that Juan is supposedly seeing another woman from like a town over from Potomac, and that he's seen around, walking with this woman hand to hand and all this and all that. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that supposedly, in Karen's words, this woman that Juan is supposedly seeing, well, Ashley, she looks exactly like me. And I'm like, oh, so now we're throwing that into the mix. Okay, whatever. So then Ashley, she was just like, wait, she looks like you. And I'm thinking, okay, she's going to be like a twin or something, or she's going to look resembling in the face to Karen. No, that's not what she meant. Karen goes on to say, yes, Ashley, she looks exactly like me because she has blonde hair. Yes, blonde hair. So just because she's blonde and you're blonde, Karen, all of a sudden she looks like you? Like, that's not how it works. That's like me telling somebody who's married to a bald person, oh yeah, you must have wanted me too because your husband, he looks exactly like me. Granted, nobody could look like me. But still, like, oh, are you sipping out of the same delusional cup that Gisele has been drinking for all these seasons, Karen? Because what is going on here? And do I think that Juan has another woman, allegedly? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him because just look how he treats Robyn on the show. He barely wants to breathe around the woman. So I'm pretty sure if he wants to find his true love or whatever behind her back, I'm pretty sure he'll go out there and do it regardless. And the fact that Karen is alluding that he supposedly walks around town with this woman, you know, holding hands and stuff for the public to see, and he's also a public figure, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really care about Robyn's feelings either. Like, if he wants to get caught, he probably does want to get caught just so he could find an excuse to leave this relationship with Robyn. But obviously that doesn't really mean anything anymore because now they're married. So Ashley, she was just like, okay, so what are we gonna do about this? So Karen, she was just like, well, I mean, we're gonna table this and we're gonna talk about it later. We're gonna talk about it woman to woman. And all the same time while she was trying to describe this woman with blonde hair, they put a little picture of Karen in a cartoon version with blonde hair with side by side next to her confessional. Like a mess. So that's that, right? Ashley, she gives Karen a full warning, like, ooh, you know, I can't contain myself with all this information. She says it to Karen right then and there. And what does she do 2 seconds later? Karen told me not to tell anybody in the group, and I'm gonna respect it, but I'm gonna tell you and Wendy. But guess what? Juan Dixon, she told me that Juan Dixon, Robyn's fiance for 15 years, yeah, that supposedly he has another woman, and that they've been flying out to trips to Italy, Australia, France, everywhere. And guess what? Here's the cherry on top, that they've been using Robyn's money from her embezzled line. Yeah, you know that tacky hat line that she has? Yeah, supposedly he's been taking a bunch of funds away from her account behind her back. It's crazy. Yeah, she just told me all of this 2 seconds ago, but don't tell anybody. Yeah, no, this is just between us three. I'm like, Ashley. Like, Ashley, literally, it only took like maybe 5 seconds between you, when you were just with Karen, when you met up with Wendy and Candace 2 seconds later to tell them everything. Like, that is crazy. Like, you know, at some point, it is going to get tiring to see Ashley just, you know, be the bone collector or whatever, you know, just going back and forth, telling everybody's business. Like, don't you get tired? Like, don't you have a house that you should be worried about that Michael is not buying for you? Like, you should be worried about that. But yeah, here you are just spreading everybody's business. Like, I get it that it's a reality TV show and we got to keep things going, but you know, you could just let things happen organically. Karen said that she was going to talk to Robyn, so why do you need to spread it to the group? Like, meanwhile, did y'all see Jacqueline and Charisse at the bar? I think Jacqueline was crying to her about Mia and how, they might not ever be friends again. I could only imagine both of them just being drunk, just sitting there. Charisse is probably telling Jacqueline, you know, Jacqueline, hold on, let me take a shot really quick. You know, Jacqueline, you know, I was the creator of this show. I'm the reason why the Real Housewives of Potomac is a thing. Yeah, I used to be on the show, season 1. I know. I'm trying to get back on the show too. You too? But you're trying to get onto the show through Mia, right? Yeah, I know. I know. Hopefully we get a spot for season 8. I could just imagine the drunk conversation between both of them. They both look like Potomac rejects just sitting there. Eventually, the group reunites and they all get onto the Sprinter van. Ashley, she's telling Gisele, oh, don't worry, Gisele, there's some Sprinter van quesadillas on the van waiting for us. And I'm like, Ashley, you say that as if that's appetizing. Like, it's already bad enough that Gisele has diarrhea. Now you're trying to give the whole entire group shitty assholes? Like, no, cut it out. That is gross. So they get the show on the go. They're on the Sprinter van. I believe Robyn, she tells the group, oh, so I have a game here on my phone. You know, it's a bunch of shady questions. The first question was, who in the group will be the type to call the manager for something, to complain to the manager? I believe they all pointed at Gisele, and I could definitely see that. I could definitely see Gisele being the type to call the manager over something stupid, over something dumb. I could see her doing it. I could see Charisse doing it, and I could also see Mia doing it, kind of. So then the next question, I believe, I think it came, yeah, Robyn, she was just like, okay, so who here watches the most porn? Karen, she was just like, oh, it was me, the Grand Dame watches the most porn. So then Karen, I believe she asked Jacqueline, or she asked the whole group, so what's everybody's favorite type of genre of porn to watch? So then Jacqueline says that her favorite is interracial, and I'm like, okay, thank you for that information. So then we get to Ashley. Ashley was way too ready to answer this question. I mean, her answer was right there in her throat. It was like right here. She was just like, my favorite is homemade ebony threesomes. And I'm like, Ashley. Like, it just came out so quickly. Like, she was so ready to answer the question. I'm like, wow, I thought this was a classy party, but thank you for your answer. Me personally, I like the homemade stuff as well. I cannot stand the over-the-top production, the over-the-top screaming and moaning where you just want to tell the person, like, shut the fuck up. Like, all that, like, I don't want to hear all of that. Like, stop it. It sounds so unrealistic. Like, give me, like, some homemade stuff, on a dirty couch somewhere, on somebody's dirty rug, even on the, the sink or whatever. I like that type of stuff. They show up to a gift shop, so they're all looking at different things. Wendy, she tells the group that maybe they should all get a friendship bracelet. Mia, she thinks otherwise, and she says, don't you need to be friends with people first before you get a friendship bracelet? She also has a different tune on Wendy all of a sudden. In her confessional, she goes on to say, I really want to be friends with Wendy. Like, I want to be cool with her, but for some reason, me and her are just not clicking. Like, it's really hard to be her friend. And I'm like, Mia, but this whole thing started because of you, because you inserted yourself in Wendy and Peter Centerpeach's Thomas business decision that they had going on that had nothing to do with you. But what did you do? You just couldn't help it. You had to involve yourself in that. And then what happened? You threw a drink in Wendy's face. You tried to hit her. You did hit her with your purse. And then you tried to get physical. And now all of a sudden, oh, I can't be friends with Wendy even though I'm trying. You haven't even sincerely apologized to her yet for what you did in Miami to her. I mean, you tried the last episode, but it was a bunch of BS. And now you probably just want to be, you probably just want to be cool with her now because you don't want to get embarrassed for the third time. Since Wendy already put you in your place twice already, I'm pretty sure you don't want a third strike. But that's that, Then we see Robyn and Ashley. Ashley, just like a snake, she's slithering her way over to Robyn like, hey, Robyn, I got something to tell you. So then Robyn, she was just like, oh, hey, Ashley, what's going on? Ashley was like, oh, well, I'm so glad that me and you finally got some alone time. So, Karen, she told me something about you, but she told me not to tell you. And I'm like, so why would you say that in the first place? Like, Ashley, oh, so annoying. And again, you should be worried about Michael, but yet you're worried about everybody else's business. Like, what's going on here, Ashley? But she goes on to say, Karen told me to promise her not to tell you because eventually she's going to tell you. But I mean, eventually it's going to come out, right? And I'm like, oof, just, Ashley is just a whole different type of messy. So then Robyn, she was just like, okay, what's happening? What's going on? Ashley, she proceeds to tell Robyn, well, Karen told me that, supposedly your husband. Oh, wait a minute. Your husband. Oh, that sounds so weird to say. Husband. Robyn's husband. Oh, it sounds so weird. I'm not used to saying that. But, she goes on to say, yeah, your husband. Supposedly he's seeing somebody else or whatever that looks like Karen and he has another woman behind your back. Robyn, she was just like, what? What's going on? What do you mean? Oh, okay. So let me just call him. And I'm like, no. Robyn, no. The second I saw her pick up that phone and start dialing, I'm like, no, I wanted to, what was it? The guy on Blue's Clues? Blue can too, we can too. And then jump through the screen. I wanted to snatch that phone out of Robyn's hand. Like, don't do that. Nothing good ever comes from Juan being on a phone, but she calls him. Ashley, she's sitting next to her like, okay, what's about to happen? We're about to produce a good scene. The whole scene went completely left because Juan, he picks up the phone and Robyn was just like, oh yeah, Karen, Karen, she said that you have another woman. Like, do you have another woman? Are you cheating on me behind my back? Imagine if Juan would have been like, yeah, I am. What about it? I'm busy. Ooh, that would have been so awkward, as if he's actually going to confess. But Juan, he proceeds to curse everybody out, and Robyn is just standing there like,
Robyn, what the do you want? Every time you're calling me with some bullshit about Karen, I don't care what that has to say. Like, I'm going to curse one of you the out already. I'm sick and tired of getting a phone call from you. I told you to only call me at 7 o'clock to 7:05.
He loves me a lot. Yeah, he loves me a lot. He says, hi, Ashley.
Just leave me the alone. Like, you got a problem. Like, just get off the show. Like, I'm tired of being with it.
Okay. I love you too, honey. I can't wait to see you home. Bye. Say hi to the kids for me, okay? Bye. Aw, he was so sweet. That was a hot mess. Horrible. Like, Juan, again, even if they did, like I said earlier, if they actually did get married, like, Robyn, it's just, I wish you all the best. Genuinely, I do wish Robyn all the best, and I do hope that she's happy with Juan or whatever, because I wish that a man would curse at me like that on the phone. Like, oh my goodness, but that was that. Ashley, she was just telling Juan, like, no, Juan, no, don't be mad at her. Don't be mad at her. Well, Ashley, you should have never put the battery in Robyn's back to begin with to call Juan in the first place. This is all on you. So Robyn, she's pissed off. She's embarrassed. She has the cameras in her face. Like, this whole thing, she just looks humiliated, right? So, of course, all she's thinking about is revenge, and she wants payback, and she wants to try to embarrass Karen next. And at this point, her and Karen are just doing the whole tit for tat thing. Karen, she's going to go low. What is Robyn going to do? She's going to go even lower, and then Karen, she's gonna go even lower, and that's their game. That's what they're both gonna do. So I mean, it's hard to look at this because it seems like they really, between both of them, they really got some deep-hated issues between each other. Like, I feel like it's worse than Karen versus Gisele at this point. So we get to the next destination, which is a restaurant. They're all sitting down at the table. Ashley and Karen, they go to the bathroom. Candace, she starts off the conversation with Robyn by telling her, Ashley actually told me and Wendy that Karen is not too happy with what you were saying to her the night before. And she actually dropped a huge bomb to Ashley. Robyn, she's telling Candace, well, you know what? I've always thought that Karen was fake. I always thought that she was a BSer. And I always thought that, she was a mean girl. She has mean girl behavior. Look how she was treating Charisse. And just like I said before, this is rich coming from Robyn. Robyn, who are you to call anybody on this show a mean girl? Then what are you? What is your best friend Gisele? What is Mia? Like, have all three of you not shown mean girl behavior this entire season at the very beginning with Wendy? Again, let's all go back to the TMZ moment of you recording Wendy and everything and putting all the blame on Wendy in that fight. Was that not mean girl behavior? Like, but now all of a sudden Karen is a mean girl for calling out Charisse when Charisse kept poking at Karen. So all of a sudden she tells everybody, you know what? Karen, she's full of shit. And then the producers or the editors, they flash over to the bathroom and they hear Karen flushing the toilet. So obviously she's not as full of shit as Robyn wants to believe. So Karen and Ashley, they come back. Karen, she's listening to Robyn talk about her. She sits down, so she addresses Robyn. Well, you know what, Robyn? I want to talk to you right now really quickly because I do not appreciate you talking about my character and my integrity. You turned everybody at this table against me. And you told all my friends that they need to look out for me because I'm not real. And guess what, Robyn? What's not real at this table is your wedding. That was fake. Again, it is crazy because as crazy as Robyn and Karen could go at each other, the one thing that Karen will throw in her face constantly is this wedding. And I feel like this is probably all payback for Robyn tormenting Karen. And I feel like now Karen, she was just like, well, this is my turn. Now I'm going to torment you the same way that you did me. Robyn gets so pissed off, and Robyn, she starts yelling at Karen. She was just like, what are you talking about? Like, fake as what? Like, you're always asking me about my wedding every other day. You're always asking this, that, and the third. And now all of a sudden you want to say my wedding is fake? See, this is why it's fake. You stop asking me about my wedding. So Karen, she was just like, oh, well, no, trust me, Robyn. Trust me. I'm going to stop asking about your wedding. But you know what? I'm going to eat my own words, and I'll believe you. I'll believe you about this wedding if you sign a registry or something. So then here comes Gisele. Gisele, you should have just shh and mind your business and continue drinking or eating or whatever you were doing, because Gisele wants to jump in and she tells Karen, Gisele doesn't have to do that. I mean, Robyn doesn't have to do that for you. She doesn't have to prove anything to you. What did Karen do? Karen, without even thinking, she threw it right back at Gisele. And she was just like, Gisele, this is not about you. This is not about you. You're not even near an altar. Be quiet. I was laughing. I am telling you, this whole entire episode was hilarious from beginning all the way to end. She didn't even think twice before she said that to Gisele. Gisele, she was just looking at Karen like, you know what? You're right. Let me just keep eating. So embarrassing. So they continue going back and forth. And then Robyn, like I said before, they're gonna go low and low and low. So then Robyn, she was just like, you know what? It's so funny that, you're saying I'm fake, my wedding is fake, this, that, and the third is fake. But you know what? I got a little receipt picture from the other day, of you in Vegas with this blue-eyed guy in like some type of uniform or whatever. And I actually have a picture to prove it. So who's the real fake one in this group? And I'm like, ooh, okay. And going back to what Karen said, saying, oh, I'll eat my words. The second that I found out that you have a marriage license or something or whatever. Now, now that it has been officially, confirmed that her and Juan are allegedly, supposedly, kind of, maybe married, what does Karen have to say now? Like, I hope that Robyn announced her new wedding or her new marriage to Juan at the reunion. I'm curious to see what Karen has to say now. Now that she can't throw that in her face anymore, I guess. But then again, is she really married? I don't know. It's hard to believe. I need to see a picture or something. At least one picture, Robyn. Show us one picture. Edit a picture of you and Juan together, standing next to each other in like, bride and groom outfits. And maybe I'll believe you. Next thing you know, Robyn, she pulls out her trusty phone, the same phone that Juan just cursed her out on. And she was just like, oh, I have this picture right here. You know what? I'm going to show everybody in the group. So she started showing everybody in the group this picture of Karen allegedly being at some bar with some man, that has blue eyes or whatever in Las Vegas. Karen, I don't know, Karen. Karen, I love you. But it's just like, I don't know, Karen, your behavior here, it was a little suspicious because you could tell that in her face. She was just like, oh, fuck, I got caught. Like, can I see the picture? No, I just want to see the picture. Oh, fuck, that is me. That is me in the picture. Oh, my goodness. And he's touching my thigh, too. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. She just looked like she's been exposed. Like she kept asking Robyn, Robyn, can I see the picture, Robyn? Robyn, can I see the picture? Can I see the picture, Robyn? And Karen, you're much better than me because I would have snatched that damn phone out of Robyn's hand because it was in reach. I would have snatched it and thrown it in the ocean. Like, oh, there you go, back off to the fishes now. Like, no, you're not going to embarrass me and try to put me on display with this picture or whatever. And then Robyn, underneath her breath, did y'all hear what she said? Oh, yeah, that is Karen. Look, she has a wide ass. And I'm like, a wide ass, Robyn? Like, we want to talk there? Like, we really want to take it there? Like, stop. But Wendy, I'm pretty sure Wendy, she had the reaction to the entire audience. Wendy was just laughing all over the place. She was falling over. Everybody needs to be like Wendy. Just go on vacation, put somebody in their place twice. And just have fun, have nice fashions, and just show up to laugh and see, the drama go down in front of you. She had a front row seat to both of them. Eventually, Karen, she couldn't withstand that, that this is all happening. So she was just like, okay, so, I already said that her wedding is fake. She's calling me out that I'm with this guy or whatever. So you know what? I'm going to bring out my bazooka. So I believe she was just like, well, you know what, Robyn? I've been protecting your husband or whatever because Robyn has said, oh, my husband. Oh, it's so weird to continue saying that. Robyn's husband, we could say that now, allegedly. Robyn goes on to say, Juan, he's ready to curse you out. So Karen, she was just like, oh, he's ready to curse me out. Well, guess what? I've been protecting him. I've been protecting Juan about a lot of things because you already know, Robyn. You know that he's cheating on you with another woman, a blonde woman. And guess what? Juan, he wanted to have a threesome with me. And I'm like, wait, where did this come from? So Karen, she goes on to explain at the reunion for, forgot what season, where they were wearing all white. And she mentioned Andy Cohen, which that was so interesting. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like she's breaking like the fourth or third wall or the fifth wall, whatever type of wall, but she was breaking one of them. I'm like, Andy, Andy was probably watching this from home like, now why am I in this? So Karen went on to say, oh yeah, when we were at the reunion and I believe Andy asked you, would you have a threesome? In the flashback, Robyn said yes. Here, currently, Robyn was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. So Karen, she went on to say that after the reunion that Juan, he hugged her really, really tightly to the point where her breast went all the way back to her backbone or something like that. It sounds so painful. And she had mentioned this on the second episode of this season. And I had assumed that it was Gordon. Gisele had assumed that it was Michael Darby. Which is not hard to believe. So I'm like, oh, so that was that. And then everybody at the table was laughing. Gisele was laughing. Mia was laughing, which I thought it was interesting. I'm like, oh, but Gisele, isn't she basically saying the same accusations towards Juan that you were doing about Chris? But now you find this funny. And, I want to give Karen the same type of grace that I gave to Gisele. Like, Gisele, even though her story, it could be unbelievable or whatever, part of me has to believe her because I just don't want to, egg her out right away. Same thing with Karen. I mean, yeah, it could be exaggerating. People could be like, oh, Karen is old. Karen is old. Why would Juan want her? Juan will go after somebody younger. You don't know that. You don't know what people are into. People are into different things, You could be the baddest bitch and people will still find a way to cheat on you with somebody older, younger, less attractive than you. That does not matter. And I realized that from seeing, not for me though. Nobody has ever cheated on me. I'm the baddest bitch. I can't relate. Sorry. But this isn't about me. So it's just like that whole argument goes out the window. I don't believe in that. Juan could possibly have gone after, Karen or whatever. But I just find it so funny how Gisele does not want to believe this. And I'm like, so we have to believe you, Gisele, with your Chris story, but we're not allowed to believe Karen with the Juan story. And then Gisele. I think Gisele tried to jump in it again. I forgot what she said. I think she wanted Karen to confirm that it was her in the picture that Robyn was showing to everybody. Karen, she was just like, first of all, what did she say? She was like, thou shalt not be wed or something like that. Thou shalt not be married or something like that. She called her that. And I'm like, Gisele, that is strike two. If I was you, just be quiet. Like, don't you get enough of being embarrassed already? Like, so as Karen and Robyn are cooling down, Gisele, of course, she finds an opportunity to produce a scene between Jacqueline and Mia. She's looking over at them like, yeah, Robyn and Karen, this was good, but we need more footage for this episode. So, Jacqueline, Mia, what's going on between both of you? I saw both of you sitting on the van together, but neither one of you spoke to each other. What's going on? Maybe we should talk it out right now. I want to hear what's going on. And I'm like, Gisele, you could just never let a dinner be a dinner. There always has to be some type of mess with you, but continue though, because I'm curious. So Jacqueline, she went on to tell Mia, I've always been a friend to you. I've always had your back. I've always been in your corner. I can't believe this. My mom took you in. My mom took you in. My mom took you in. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Jacqueline, I'm pretty sure that this is not the first time that she has mentioned that her mom took Mia in. Like, I'm pretty sure that she said that to Mia many times before, but I've noticed that this episode specifically, I'm like, what, do you want a cookie or something? I'm pretty sure that Mia repaid you at some point. Yeah, Mia could be a shitty friend, but I'm pretty sure that there were some type of positive to both of your friendship at some point. And it wasn't just like, oh, you hanging that over Mia's head like, oh, look what I did for you. Look what I did for you. I'm pretty sure that Mia, as you got older, I'm pretty sure that she did some nice things for you as well. You and your children. So now the fact that you're throwing that in her face like, oh, my mom took you in. My mom took you in. My mom took you in. Like, okay, what do you want with that? Like, so then Mia, she threw it right back at her like 10 times harder. She was just like, okay, but at least who was with your mom on Mother's Day? Me. And I'm like, wow, Mia, wow. First you put the woman's business out there that she has no deodorant in Miami, which, like I said last week, it's still unforgivable. Then you say that, you two share penis and stuff, a boyfriend penis. And then that now she's sleeping with married men. And now this, that she doesn't spend Mother's Day with her own mother, that for some reason you're spending time with her mom on Mother's Day. Like, just crazy. I don't see them ever being friends after this. And I'm curious to see Jacqueline for next season. Like, I know that could be risky. It could go either way. And I'm not sure if I would want her as a housewife or as a friend, but I'm curious to see Jacqueline come back for next season and bring her sister along, because Jacqueline, she gets emotional. I feel like that was like the last straw for her. She starts breaking down and everything. She was just like, wow, really, Mia, really? I was there for you when people were accusing you of being the whole no cancer, or this is what cancer looks like. Gisele quickly put her head down in shame, like, wait a minute, she's talking about me. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, she was there for you, but again, this whole friendship between them, just very, very toxic. And Mia, she just looked over at Robyn and she was just like, she's always like this in every friend group. Like, this is why people don't want to be around her. Like, she's always needy like this. She always wants attention. So then Jacqueline, she gets up and she was just like, you know what? I don't want to be next to this bitch. And I'm like, ooh, wait a minute, not those B words. So she walks around. She was just like, somebody else needs to take the seat. I'm not sitting next to her. At this point, she's crying uncontrollably and she's really hurt. Did you see how she walked away though? She did that slow, seductive walk as she was walking to the bar crying. She was just like, yeah, I may be crying and be emotional right now, but you're going to get every inch of this body. As she's walking, I'm like, Jacqueline, if you don't sit your ass down at the bar and start crying and be quiet. So she's sitting over there. I felt bad for her. And then Mia, she just changes the whole conversation quickly. She was just like, oh, Okay, so now she's not here next to me. So Wendy? I'm like, that is crazy. Just gonna replace her friend with a new possible friend. Wendy, she tells Wendy, Wendy, so like, I really want to be cool with you, and I just don't want you thinking that I don't want to be friends with you out of insecurity. Like, I really don't want to do that. I really want to be cool with you, and it's just, I want us to be in a better place. Like, I don't want us to continue fighting, and I don't want you, to think anything bad of me. You're a beautiful woman. You have a beautiful husband. A beautiful husband, and you have beautiful kids, and I want us to be, getting along and everything. I want us to talk. Wendy has a good heart. She tells Mia, what insecurities? What are you talking about? I also want to talk to you, though. I think that you're also cool, and maybe we should talk later on. So then she reaches out to Mia. Mia grabs her hand, and that was that. It was kind of a cute moment, but Mia, I still can't forget what you did a couple of episodes ago with that drink in that purse and, acting a hot-ass mess at Peter Center Peach's Thomas bar. But, I guess we could keep it moving. Later that night, we see Wendy heading over to Mia's room right before their dinner. They both look nice in their dresses. They sit down on the bed to talk. Mia, she starts off by telling Wendy, Wendy, I really want to be cool with you, but I just don't know where we went wrong. Wendy, she says the obvious answer, and she was just like, you threw a drink in my face. Like, it's pretty obvious, Mia, where both of you went wrong. Mia, she goes on to say, well, you know what, Wendy? I never want you to feel like you're going to get something thrown in your face, because later on that night, I could not sleep because I just felt so terrible. I felt really bad for what I did, and I just could not believe I did that. And I never want you thinking that you're going to get something thrown in your face, because I'm not like that. And I'm truly, truly, truly sorry for that. I'm so sorry I ever did that. And I'm like, well, it sounds sincere. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's sincere? I think it kind of sounds sincere, or at least if Wendy accepts it, then fine. But I don't know. I don't think I could ever be friends with somebody who threw a drink in my face. But then again, this is reality TV, so I guess you have to play the game, but absolutely not. If you throw a drink in my face, we are done forever. What did Cardi B say? If you throw a drink in my face, we're gonna have beef forever. Like, absolutely not. That is crazy. But Wendy, like I said, she's a better woman than I am, because she forgave her. And then she kind of was being shady to Mia. I'm not sure. What do y'all think? Tell me what you think. She tells Mia, Mia, I really want to get along with you and everything because, you're beautiful. I'm gorgeous. I'm like, now, wait a minute. Why couldn't you say, you're beautiful, I'm beautiful, we could both be beautiful together? She basically said, like, I like your shoes, but my shoes are better. Your dress is cute, but my dress is cuter. I'm like, damn, Wendy, throw one last dig at Mia before both of you finally make up. So then Mia, she goes on to say, yeah, you have really beautiful kids, and your husband, Gordon, he wants to hang out with him all the time. Like, we want to hang out together and everything. And I'm not sure if y'all saw Watch What Happens Live, but I saw a little clip of Andy asking Mia on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday. And he asked her, would you eat Wendy's box or something like that? And then Mia's answer, she was just like, maybe. I probably would, only if Gordon and Eddie are involved too. So obviously, I feel like Mia, I don't know. I feel like she kind of wants a taste out of Wendy's husband. I don't know, allegedly. At least that's what I got from that answer. I'm like, interesting. Or maybe she's just down for whatever, and that's okay too. So then later on that night, we see everybody at the restaurant. They're all eating and everything. I believe Ashley, she has this dress on, and she's telling everybody, oh, like, look, you can see my whole you-know-what from here. Look. And then she opens up her dress, and I'm like, Ashley, we're eating here. Like, not in front of my salad. And Gisele, what does Gisele do? Let me take a peek. Oh, Ashley, stop. As if you didn't know what you were about to look at. So then later on, we see in the confessional, Wendy, Candace, I think Ashley goes on to say that everybody started flashing each other because Candace has said, oh, I'm not wearing any panties underneath this dress. And I'm like, ooh, kinky. But Ashley goes on to say that everybody was flashing each other to make sure that nobody was wearing panties underneath the dress. I'm assuming that was the dress code. So then I believe Wendy has said that Mia was like kind of slithering her way over to Wendy, and she secretly whispered over like, oh, I want to eat your box. And Wendy was shocked about it, and that's that. We left it at that, and You know, I mean, it's believable, especially with what I just said and what I just saw from Mia on Watch What Happens Live and her answer that she said she would be down. And that's okay, you know, but I just feel like she's trying to get to Wendy, to get to Eddie, which is the real goal. But who knows? I mean, we'll find out what happens next. Next week, we're fucking club workers in bathrooms, apparently, according to Sharice. I'm like, this is a mess, but this is probably one of the best episodes this entire season. It had me laughing from the very beginning all the way to the very end. Very, very good. So I'm curious to see what happens next week. Let me know what you all thought about this episode down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.